Hey there, welcome back. Thanks for joining me. And Happy New Year. Yes, I think this is the first time that we are chatting in the new year. So, hey, Happy New Year, my friend. And if I'm wrong about that, Happy New Year anyways. I've kind of lost track of time a little bit because I've had the luxury of cocooning myself with my wife these last couple of weeks. Outside of doctor's appointments, but you know. One of the things that my wife and I used to do in the before times, and we really enjoyed, is at the end of the year, we would try to gather 2 or 3 weeks at the end, beginning of the year. And really it just coincided with the holidays because it was the only time of the year that like either one of us could find time, you know, business was slow enough that you could do this type of thing. But we'd find these 2 to 3 weeks and we would cocoon ourselves, whether it be in our house in Chicago or maybe in our place in Jackson Hole, which we preferred because it's just so beautiful with all the snow and fireplace and, you know. But we would spend these 2 to 3 weeks cut off from the rest of the world, and we would allow each other the space to do whatever we needed to do as humans to reset ourselves as individuals or whatever that, you know, was going to be. And as a couple, we would spend time like, you know, checking in with each other and making sure it's something that we've done every year for over 20 years. And just really solidified that we'd have a lot of fun together, but it would just really solidify that we were partners and besties going into this, you know, going into the new year together. And this year we got to do something just so normal, and that was the glory of it. And it was it was much needed because even though I know I am so grateful for the last half of this year, right? First half of 2022 was really hard. Started off with lung surgeries, radiation, intensity, but we rewarded ourselves with the last half of the year doing everything we possibly could to grab onto life. And that was, right, go to chemo, get disconnected, and push myself forward from Morocco to Helsinki to Iceland to Maui, London, all over the place. It's been amazing. But we planned it so that our last trip was going to be for us to go to Canada, right? Because my wife is Canadian, and we haven't because of cancer, COVID, we haven't been able to go home in 4 years. And so this is gonna be amazing, right? It was so amazing to be able to spend a couple of days hibernating in jammies and making gingerbread houses and playing games with my nephews, and it was so much fun. But you can imagine a lot of emotion because my father-in-law passed away 6 weeks before I was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. He passed away from cancer. So I can't remember a time that I've ever visited Canada in the last 20 years where my father-in-law was not at the front door waiting for me. So I knew I was going to have a lot of emotions. I knew my wife was going to have a lot of emotions, and so, which we did. And honestly, we'll talk about this in a little bit, but it was, what was really hard for me, which turned out to be hard, was I had a lot of memories of myself being sick. And if you had asked me when I was diagnosed, what were your symptoms, Nicole? I would have said to you, yeah, I didn't have any, right? Everyone I know, they'll tell you, oh, like, I don't know, I couldn't take a shit, or I did take, like, there's lots of intestinal things going on. Not me. I was going to spin class every single day. I was leading my best life. I was drinking green juice out your asshole all the time and loving it. And I got diagnosed with cancer. That's what my brain said. Not true, as these memories came back. But we returned from Canada, and we kicked off the end of the year with a bunch of friends, right? We did jammy weekend, playing games and watching movies and cooking, and it was great. It's one of my favorite things to do with my friends. And then we went into this bubble cocoon where we've just been hanging out together and cooking and crafting. And this is the time when my wife brings out her Legos. She gets to just go crazy. She built the Hogwarts castle and the Hogwarts owl, like super fun, right? And a lot of emotions. We just, it's been good, but like I think coming back from that visit to Canada, I just, while I was there, I just had so many memories. Like I remember standing in my mother-in-law's kitchen and holding on to the aisle because I thought I was gonna fall because like the world was just kind of spinning, and I was just having these flashes of and I just kept discounting it, thinking, oh, it's because this is a very emotional time because my father-in-law is dying, but it wasn't. I just wasn't paying attention to my body. And I think something else that didn't help was, again, if you had asked me, I would have told you I didn't have any symptoms, but I did. One of those symptoms was a very persistent stabby pain in mind the boob, in this area, that I just ignored because I thought, oh my gosh, it's a stitch because I worked out too hard. I lifted too many weights today. I pushed it too hard in the gym. I went, I just ignored it. And it was a liver full of cancer. And these last couple of weeks, I've just gotten to a really super weird space. The stabby pain came back in my side. And because we've had all of these amazing travels and all of this wonderful stuff, do you know what a rally is? You know when someone's dying and you'll hear people say like they rallied? I don't know if you dealt with someone dying or participated in that. But it's a very common thing that happens when people die. Let's say you're just old and you're like having a normal, hopefully peaceful death. You sleep a lot at the end, and let's say that all of a sudden you like wake up and you're like coherent and you're physically doing things like wanting to get out of the bed, and your family's going, what's happening? Oh my God, she's come back to us. And it's just a rally, right? And it happens, I've seen it happen with a lot of different things. And it happens with cancer patients. If you're ever so lucky for this disease to take you to the depths of hell and you come back out of it, you come back out of it and you have a couple of months where you just seem so hopeful and you get stronger and stronger and you're doing awesome things, and all of a sudden that cancer comes back and it ravages you. That was your rally. And I think just because I've been traveling so much and I've had such a full calendar, and it's been chemo, go do something fun, chemo, do, you know, as long as I can keep this body moving forward, and then all of a sudden it comes to a stop and it's filled with a lot of emotions from this very heavy trip that I planned for the end of my year. And I thought, oh my God, is this my rally? That's actually what this has all been about. Because that's my rally, right? Yeah. The chemo I'm on, it works for 2 years. I've been on it for 2 years. It's gonna stop working at any moment now. These damn lung things, every time I think I kill one, 10 more pop up. I mean, like, it's, you know, like this, I think I'm so strong, and it's like, I'm doing so wonderful, and I'm having such an amazing amazing that I'm able to do anything I'm able to do. Oh my God, and it's gonna go away because I'm having my rally. So, all of this was going on in my head with this stabby little pain. I'm thinking, oh my God, the cancer's come back. And thankfully, I had my year-end CT scan. There is no cancer in that liver. It is still clean. Turns out I gave myself a hernia. Pushing too hard, lifting too much luggage in the overhead, as my wife says, being stubborn and not letting her help. Throwing a 17-pound dog on my back and taking her bike riding all the time probably didn't help. The results of that CT scan letting me know that for right here, right now, I'm okay. And this is not a rally. There's no information that's different than you had. It's okay. We're just not in crisis. It's just breathe. It's just been a lot of that. It's just been a lot of that. Yeah. But as always, right? You sit in it, you don't stay in it. I let myself sit in it for a little bit, like, okay, whew, what does that mean? And it means I need to make more plans. Just not gonna let this rally end. No, I'm just kidding. I'm coming out of it. I can breathe again. And I also have something to look forward to. In this weekend, we're going to LA to go see this new doctor who has new science. I'm at that the only thing that we have in life that we can control is our choices, right? And this is what I remind myself all the time. I was just about to say, like, I have this appointment, and you know, it's really important to me because I feel like I'm running out of choices, and like you can look at it that way, which is very true. My wife and I talk about it all the time. I can look at it that way, or I can look at it as I have the amazing opportunity to go talk to a doctor who happens to be an expert in my mutation, who is doing a lot of work and doing a lot of publications in gene therapy, and might have a new path for me to explore as I continue to keep this fucking cancer at bay, right? It's our choices. That's the only thing, how we choose to approach something. So, that's where I've been this last couple of weeks. Happy New Year. Yeah. The CT scan came back clean. I have no new cancer. I still have stable disease. And I have an appointment with a kick-ass, at least thoughtful person that I hope to have a great conversation with next week. And I'll tell you more about it once I have that conversation. I don't know if there'll be anything different than what I have today, but as long as there's a next step, as long as I have partners helping me figure out today and tomorrow, that's all that matters. I will say I have been having fun entertaining myself in the last couple of weeks of cooking with dishes from the various places that we have adventured to. We went to Morocco, we went to Madrid, we went to Iceland, we went to Helsinki, we went to Maui. So I've just been cooking a lot of dishes and to remind me of our amazing travels, which I hope there'll be more of. Oh, well, Thanks for coming to hang out with me. I do appreciate it. And, yeah, I'll let you know how LA goes. Just gotta stay alive to keep up with the science. Just gotta stay alive to keep up with the science. Yeah. All right. Goodbye, my friend. I'll talk with you again soon.